Hello and welcome to another LEGO bootleg slash knockoff review. This is the XINH set X0122 that contains the figures numbered 315 to 322. And this is clearly based on the Suicide Squad. Now Harley Quinn is missing here because they have already released a Harley Quinn in a previous set. Pogo has also released quite a few versions of Harley Quinn. So if you want to check out the Harley Quinn figure, you can check out my previous videos on XINH and Pogo on my channel. Hopefully if adblock turned off, I would appreciate that a lot. So here we have Katana, El Diablo, DeadShot, Joker, not wearing anything on his chest, so just jacket. Joker in a suit, so his sort of gangster scene. A Captain Boomerang, with no boomerang sadly. Killer Croc, and Enchantress. So I'm actually gonna do my videos a little bit different this time. With instead of the rotating video on the side, I'm gonna do some zoom-ins instead. We're going to take a look at 4 figures at a time so I can zoom in a bit more and show a bit more of the details. El Diablo on the right there, his tattoos on the head are pretty nice and the jacket details are also pretty good as well. His feet are digitally printed with a little bit of white on it. It doesn't quite hit the edges, you'll see the sides in a moment. But it's okay. It's could have been better. I would recommend you getting a bit of white paint, just painting the shoes up a little bit more. The top of the shoes right there are still grey, so that would require some printing. I think that'll look just a bit better. DeadShot here is a complete new print. It looks nothing like the actual release of the LEGO figure DeadShot, because that was based more on his comic book counterpart, whereas here this one is exactly based on the movie, which is pretty cool. And he does have side printing that you also see in a moment. And his face print's pretty good, body print's pretty good. I think the body is a little bit lower than I'd like it to be, but it's not misprinted. This isn't a misprint, it's just they've purposely printed it lower than I would like it to be. The misprint is that it's slightly to the side, but not too big of a deal. Perhaps you have better luck than me. The Joker, actually no, the leg print on his legs are also pretty good, but again, the feet's a little bit too shiny for my liking, doesn't look quite right. Joker there, the topless Joker, this one's definitely the better one compared to the Pogo figure. The Pogo design, for one thing, does not have any leg print, doesn't have a nice little jacket thing for Joker, and does not have a purple crowbar, which is a pretty nice accessory. This Joker also has double head prints, which you'll see momentarily. The torso print is also a lot more detailed than the Pogo version. Pogo version goes for a more simplified, cute version. This one is more complicated, but not to the point where it does not look like LEGO. This still looks like something that LEGO could make if they decided to produce this character in LEGO form. So it's more detailed in a good way. The Joker's face there, the teeth are also slightly metallic. There's a bit of a silver print on each tooth, so that's pretty cool. Suit Joker has a knife and a pistol, but he does not have a double-sided head. He does have a different expression from the two expressions on the topless Joker, so it's cool. So overall in one set you still get 3 different faces for Joker. 4 would have been nice. And you can see, because the face design is different, the design on the Suit Joker's face is actually not that good. It looks a bit goofy. The damage tattoo is hidden by the hairpiece. And speaking of hairpiece, you probably noticed the hairpiece is a little bit rough on the molding, a little bit of extra plastic coming out, so those of you who really want to make these figures look good, you're going to have to sand that down or clip it off. Here's a quick look at the figures with the hairpieces taken off, or in this case only the Joker's, and you can see that the damage tattoo on the Suit Joker is still there. It's just a bit iffy. And maybe take a closer look at the guns there. Very basic accessories. Yeah, the figures on the side, you can see that the white print there on El Diablo's feet doesn't quite hit the end. Joker does have the mouth printed on there. Again, this one is far more detailed than the Pogo one. And no side prints on this figure here. As for DeadShot, the front of the legs are normal pad printing. However, the side of the legs on both sides, you see the other side momentarily, are digitally print. This means that the print will have little bumpy effects. You know, the more they print on top, the more bumpy it gets. And the bumps here are sort of in correct order. The straps are a little lower than, for example, this red gun holster there is the one that's the most bumpy. It's the one that bumps up the most, which makes sense because it's on the surface. So in a way, digital print does have an advantage that way. If you like your figures to have a little bit of a 3D effect, there you go. But it's not to the point where it is 3D. It's still for the most part 2D. Just for example, having the like sticking paper on top of each page, you get just a little bit of a bump that gives it that 3D effect. However, the grey here is not as good as the front of the printing. You can see the grey, the front grey, the grey on the front legs match the color of the torso. However, here you can see that the grey here is a lot darker than the torso color, which makes it not match. It doesn't match the torso, it doesn't match the front of the legs print. So if they are going to do a digital print, they did not print white on the legs first, and if anything, it might even make more sense for them to just use white plastic legs and print on top of that. Then maybe the colors won't look like this, and you print some black on it afterwards, maybe. Here's a quick look on the other side. Really, the only different, these two figures in the middle have the most differences, with the ha 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 tattoos on the Joker's arms, and DeadShot having instead of gun holster, some little yellow bullet patches. Now these yellow prints do match the front torso, so these are cool. But again, the side of the legs is just a bit too dark for the grey areas. On the back here, you can see that they did bother with the tattoos for El Diablo at the back of his head, and he's got his jacket details printed there. Printed quite well, they look pretty cool. DeadShot, they did bother to print the back of the head. They could have easily skipped that because it's just a minor detail, just some stripes and stuff, like for example the back of Captain America's head where they just have one black line. And it is still cool that some bootlegs will decide to reproduce that tiny detail there. Suit Joker, just basic suit back, nothing too special. So the most of the detail, the best detail you can get is on this topless Joker. You can see a second more plain facial expression. That's cool to have. Again, would be nice if the other Joker also had two faces. Even if one of the faces here is a copy of one of the faces on this Joker, it would be nice because, you know, bootlegs, you never know, you get a figure with a bad print or something, and it's always nice to have spares, but oh well. The tattoos on here are also pretty good. It's very detailed and yet still in the style of Lego. The little skull, the skull at the bottom of his body there is still in the Lego head shape. The guns and stuff, they're all kind of cutesily done, a bit more chubby. But the black lining is detailed enough for you to see every single item clearly. So this is a pretty nicely done Joker. It is a lot nicer than the Pogo one, and I do wonder where they got the design from. Usually these designs will come from online customizers, and there are so many people doing different their own versions of the Suicide Squad figures and Suicide Squad Jokers. So who knows? If you do know, put a comment below, because I always like to give credit where credit is due. If this is specifically someone's artwork that they've transferred from the movies to a Lego figure, I'd like to put their name in the video descriptions. It's always nice for people to know where these designs actually came from. Same with all the other figures. Next four figures here, the Enchantress, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang and Katana. I'm going to start off with Enchantress there, and I just want to say this is really bugging me, these toes printed on her feet. No, I'm probably going to get like a brasso or something, or eraser, rubber, anything, a thinner, just to rub that off. That's really bugging me. This is supposed to be, I know it's a Lego, but it's still based on a character that's meant to look you know, in a weird way sexy still, because it's still portrayed by a model. It's a comic book with female characters. These toes are not sexy, even in Lego terms. It just looks weird, it's bizarre, it's like chubby and weird. And the overall figure, the print design is actually not bad. You got silver and black and details printed all over her. However, her entire body is, in the film, it's much more grey. I probably would have preferred it if they actually used a light grey plastic and had all the details printed on top. I get it, she's still a human being, you know, she's still a goddess and a human being, and therefore have human coloured skin, but in the film it's a lot darker than this. So I'm not sure what way to go. This is still a nice figure, I just prefer it to be a lot darker colour. Killer Croc here is really good. He's got a little knife there, and his face is printed good, his jacket is pretty good. I'll remove the head momentarily, and the overall detail is very sharp. This dragon here is very, very nice, and yet it this figure does stray a little bit away from what you would expect for a Lego design. Like, this dragon is not simplified enough to make it look like a Lego figure. It does look a little bit off, it does look like someone's custom figure. but overall it's still a very nicely done. The Dragonet is gold paint and not just yellow. Captain Boomerang, it's a shame that he doesn't have a boomerang piece, even though there are official Lego boomerangs now, because Boomerang himself has been done by Lego, the comic book version anyway, more cartoony look. But they did bother to print a little boomerang on his little hat there. That's pretty nice. He's got the beard, he's got the captain hoodie. It all looks pretty good. Katana here, however, is not that great. Now, if you don't have the official figure, this is still a pretty good katana to have, but if you do have the official one, or you have seen the official one, I don't know if the official one has a keychain yet, but if it does, I would recommend you getting that instead, because there are a few things here that this hasn't done quite well. Now, the official Lego one doesn't quite look like the one in the movie, because if you remember the one in the movie, she's not that padded. She has like a white top in the middle of a jacket that's more like the movie one, whereas this one is a very heavy armored version, very sort of animated series cartoon look to her, and they've copied that. And the official figure has a two-tone plastic for the legs, has grey and red. As you can see here, there's grey and red too. But again, the red area is digitally printed, and since it's a single color, it just looks off. The whole texture, digital print gives it a bumpy texture, like it's kind of rough. If you like that, that's great, but I don't, because it looks out of place. And they also haven't quite printed it properly. The edges don't match. There's grey lines all over the place, and because the top of the shoe area is also not printed, making it again looking a bit weird. The metallic plating on her torso is also a lot darker and a lot more rough. The official figure is actually quite shiny and smooth. This one doesn't look quite right. The face on the front is also okay for the most part, but the other face you'll see in a moment isn't very good. It's a bit rough, and I think they messed up the lips a little bit. Here's a quick look at the four figures without some of their gear on. I will say that the hoodie is a bit tight on Killer Croc's head, but not annoyingly so. Just pull it on an angle and it'll come off. Otherwise the head will come off with the hoodie. And I also want to say that all the figures with the jackets, they are the same jacket, and they are shiny on one side and furry on the other. Here's a look on one of the sides, and all four of these figures have side printing. The Killer Croc one is the best one because the details are just really nice. The little green patterns going on, as well as the ghost strips going down. That's very gangster, so just like the film. The little tattooed stocking things on the Enchantress is good, but because with this kind of printing, it doesn't quite reach the edge of the arms, so it does look a bit awkward from the front, but on the side it looks okay. The little details on Captain Boomerang's sleeves are just fine. And as for Katana, again, the details here are pretty nice. However, on the official figure, the grey area is actually metallic because it's meant to be metal plating. Here it's just grey, so again, if you can cheaply get the official one is better. And here's a quick look at the other side. Probably notice Killer Croc's head. They've got the sort of samey type of print as Lego, where the print doesn't quite go to the side of the head. If the Bootlegs can manage to do that eventually, that'd be nice. Some official Lego figures, like Lubot from Star Wars, does have the print carrying on the side. It does look a little bit awkward when sort of texture prints, for example, Killer Croc's skin here just suddenly stops in the middle of the head. Looks a bit weird, but it's okay overall. I don't expect them to do that just yet when Lego themselves haven't quite done that. For the back, Katana has the same issues with the leg digital print. It is nice that they've digital printed all the way around the legs. So aside from the between the legs, so yeah, it just looks a little bit off, a little bit weird. The back torso for Katana also has the same problems. The silver is not quite as shiny and does look a bit rough compared to the official one. And her head here, like I said, her face, I think it's a little bit misprinted. The lips got a little bit dodgy there. The white is also not as white as official Lego, so. And the back of Killer Croc's head, that's pretty good. Texture pattern, pretty nice. And the hoodie, again, the back of the hoodie is pretty cool. I like it a lot. Again, the yellow there is gold design, but because the print is so fine and so thin, it doesn't quite look gold, especially under the camera. But it is definitely gold. Back of Captain Boomerang there. I'm not sure what the white stuff is. Ew. Hope it's not sticky. And but yeah, it's okay for the details that it is. It's not as nice at the front, but for the most part, your jacket piece will cover it. So I'm not too bothered. They could have not printed anything there, and I would still have not really any issues with it. But of course, it is nice that they did print detail on there for people who don't want Lego figures with jackets. So, but still, yeah, it's a bit iffy. Enchantress back is good. I like the details there. It matches the front. This metallic and black paint there. Overall, pretty cool. But according to this, because her hip piece is not printed, according to her back, she's going on a nude. She's not wearing any pants, no panties, no nothing. Whereas on the front, it's printed. So, if they can print backs of figures, they really should have printed her back too, or perhaps given her a black hip piece instead and just gone with that. That would have been a little bit better. I really like this set, especially what the price is going for. This is a really awesome set, especially if you did enjoy the Suicide Squad movie. Now, even if you don't like the movie, but you do like the Suicide Squad in the books, I said this is still a pretty good set to get, because in terms of actual Lego, official Lego, you can't get a few of these characters, and you can't get a few of these characters in particular designs. And if you can get some of these characters, for example, Killer Croc, the minifigure version of him, it's long gone. It's quite expensive and quite rare because it's from the original run of the Lego Batman series. Katana's in a pretty big set with DeadShot, and Captain Boomerang's in another set. So it's a bit of a pain to get different versions or particular characters. Just to complete a squad, you have to get a few big sets. So this is still a pretty good one to go for. My personal favorite of the set is Killer Croc here. I just love the details and what they've done and they've printed here, and they've managed to print it quite well. My least favorite character here is Katana, because I already have the official one, so that's a bit iffy for me. But also that they didn't quite copy the official one. I know they can definitely copy the quality of an official Lego figures if they wanted to, so that's a bit annoying. And another one I really like is DeadShot and El Diablo. Here, Suit Joker is a little bit wonky. I don't like that figure too much. It's my second least favorite one here. But the overall set is pretty good. So, I recommend this set. Check it out if you can, and you know, get it from some Chinese auction sites or whatever. And yeah, if you found this video useful or you liked it, please let me know in the comments below. Click the like button, subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and of course share this video with other people you think might be interested in this. I'd appreciate that a lot, so much, because you know, every channel on YouTube is trying to grow, and this channel is growing. I just like it to grow faster. That'd be great, thanks. And of course, I just want to say I did enjoy the Suicide Squad movie, despite some of his flaws. I don't think it's as bad as people say. Come on, give it a break. And I like the cameo style that DC is doing. You know, in Marvel, the cameos seem to be a little bit bigger. Apart from Hawkeye and Thor, that was a bit better. But here it seems that Batman just shows up in the background. He doesn't have to be there all the time. So that's pretty cool. And of course, let me know what you think of this style of the video, that changing it up against the spinning, rotating on the side, which might be a little bit too much for some people, too much information on screen at the same time, getting a little bit unfocused. Whereas here, I've tried to find a way where I don't have extra stuff on the screen, but still manage to clearly show each side of the character as much as I can. So I hope you like this new style. If it works, I'll keep doing this one. And as always, take care and have a nice day. I will see you guys soon. Bye bye now.